Hi, you found Hearts in Sacred Balance. I am Seraphea. So I just thought I'd come on and do an impromptu reading. It is the full moon in Scorpio tomorrow. And I don't know about you. I have Scorpio is my north node. And so your north node, if you recall, the south node is what you're kind of born into and what you're really comfortable with. And your north node is what, like, your purpose and how you're supposed to grow into that. So I really feel like I've grown into my Scorpio for sure. I have woken my dragon self. I am a cosmic weaver, a harmonic architect, and just really awesome stuff that I had no idea about. And I would never, when I was, living in my Taurus South Node, have ever dreamed that I'd be doing. So it's super cool. But yeah, so I don't know if you have Scorpio in your charts or not, or if you're feeling this full moon. I definitely am. It's really intense, but it's not just like intense in a bad way though. It's intense in a really good way. Like I can feel the transformation coming. Like I've been doing a ton of work, which is why I haven't been on this channel, because I've been really kind of figuring out, what I want to be doing. Like I was trying to imitate all these other people and it just wasn't working for me. So I'm just going to come on here when I feel inspired, and maybe I'll do readings, maybe I'll have some messages, maybe I'll do some activations, like anything goes. Like I'm finally accepting that my channel is not going to look like anybody else's because I'm doing things that a lot of other people are not doing, like being a cosmic weaver, which I will talk about more later. I'm still kind of like, I dove in head first and I'm still getting used to it and stuff, but it's pretty awesome. And like I said, my dragon energy is full blown, like fully awakened, and I'm really excited where I'm going to take things. I have a lot of ideas, a lot of things for projects I want to do, but I am currently setting up a some, I don't know what to call it, but I'm a sacred soul coach and I finally got certified. So I'm really excited to be setting that up soon and can offer that for anyone who's interested. But so I figured whoever's going to find this call, you're going to find it when you need it, whether it's, today is April 30th, 2026. Whether you find it today or some other day, I trust that whoever's going to find this is going to find it when they need it. So, if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But if it does, I'm so happy you're here. So, I kind of have my hematite in my hand. It's kind of helping to ground me. So, I pulled a couple decks that wanted to kind of hang out today. And I can show that to you. So I just kind of wanted to get a theme. So the first deck is, this is the card, Beyond Lemuria. I love this deck so much. Like I have had multiple lifetimes in Lemuria, and Lemuria is a very, very high vibrational society that existed on Earth before the fall, and is pretty awesome. So let's just see what the themes are of this full moon coming up tomorrow. And it's pretty normal to feel the energy 7 days before and 7 days after a full moon, in case anyone isn't aware of that. So what are the themes coming up in this full moon? This deck is so big. My hands are tiny. Let's see what the themes are. Whoa. Did you see that? Where'd the card go? That totally flew out of the deck. I love when that happens. Oh my gosh. This is why. Whoops. Okay. You see that? Evolution. Now I know why it flew out of the deck. So, yes, this is the theme. Like, this whole planet is evolving. It's not just, those of us who have been on the awakening journey for a while, we've kind of been on this journey of awakening and evolving. But it's exciting now because the whole planet is evolving at the same time. So, of course, there's going to be people that aren't evolving. We have to have examples of what it looks like if we choose not to evolve. like, and there's plenty of people that are playing that role on this planet on what it looks like when you choose not to evolve, and that's fine. Everyone is here on their own soul path and their own soul journey, and some just don't want to grow, and some just don't want to evolve, and they just want to go through their day, and that's fine. And then but most of us that are going to find this video, we are on that journey of awakening. We are here to evolve. Our souls are here to evolve. And so this is what this, this whole experience has been. And it's not just us as individuals, though. That's the fun part, and that's the exciting part. The whole planet is moving into another evolution. Like, the planet itself kind of rotated into a new space. I'm not very good with like remembering things. I've recently discovered that I'm AUDHD, so I'm autistic and ADHD, and I didn't know that for like the last 40 years. So that's been real fun. So learning and remembering past stuff is difficult for me because of the AUDHD, but also because I'm multidimensional and I'm always jumping timelines and I'm working in multiple dimensions. So sometimes the little details of like past stuff or dates, it's somewhere else. So, it is what it is. What needs to come through will come through, and I'm not worried about the rest. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so yeah, I think it's so exciting that a whole planet is evolving because, Earth has kind of been stagnant for a long time, for hundreds of years. And a lot of us have seen this, and we've witnessed this. And it was time to grow as a whole, which is why so many people have incarnated at the same time who like are light weavers and, well, not light weavers, but like light workers and divine partnerships and like tons of star seeds and just people who are old souls, ancient souls who chose the path of awakening, who chose the path of evolution, who wanted to come here and remember who they are at a soul level. And so many people across the planet are doing this. And it's so amazing because the energy that's coming together, around the whole planet is just raising the vibration of the planet. And that's what we came here for. And we're creating a new Earth. And for those of you who don't necessarily understand, it doesn't mean a new place, as much as that might be nice. Sometimes, it just means we're creating a higher consciousness that we can all evolve to. And so it will still be the same physical Earth, but different people will be living in different levels of consciousness. And so a lot of us are creating a world where those of us who are choosing to evolve and awaken at such a higher rate can live from this higher consciousness, what we call a new Earth. And in turn, we're all coming together and raising the consciousness of planet Earth, which is a long time coming. I do believe there is life on other planets. I've come from the stars. I don't come from Earth originally. I'm a very, very ancient soul. I existed before Lyra. So, yeah. So it's really exciting. And so I'm really happy and not surprised at all that here, let's see. Can you see that? It's Little Mermaid because it's Andromeda, or it's Lemuria. I mean, I'm also from Andromeda. But Yeah, so it's okay. So that's exciting. Let's see if there's any other themes before I go on tangents. Um let's see. This deck is like so big. All right, what other themes are going on? Whoa. Okay. Let's see what this one. Yes. And this one too. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. Sorry about the. Can you see it? Life for. Is it focusing? There we go. Life force. Look at that card. Look at the power behind it. Everything's like interconnected. That's so. Oh my gosh. That's so amazing. And then the other one that fell out was fire. Look at those dragons. I personally love dragons. So even though Scorpio is a water sign, I feel like there's so much fire with this full moon because change, our life force energy is shifting and changing and evolving, and it's it's vibrating at a much higher level, as you can see in this card. Like everything is interconnected, and we're just focused on raising the vibration of the earth. Um and we need that to evolve. We can't stay stuck in the themes and the limitations and the darkness that has taken over this planet, and they're losing. The light is rising faster and faster because multiple dragons are incarnated here. I'm not the only one, and they're awakening. And with the when you awaken your dragon energy, the fire and the power, and you claim it, and then you can't stay small anymore. Like, sorry. Like, yeah. So oh my gosh, I just love it. I want to draw one more card just to see, because I feel like there's so many amazing things and themes going on. I mean, Scorpio is about chaos, and but not chaos in a bad way. I feel like, in order to evolve, in order to raise the consciousness and raise the vibration, we need chaos, because we need the old to break down, because we can't build new if the old is still there. So we need the chaos that's going on. And a lot of people are seeing what's going on in the world and being afraid by it, but we don't need to be, because what's going on is energetically, we've already done this. We've already shifted everything, but physical kind of lags behind. Okay? And so what we're seeing going on in the world is just the result of us having already raised the consciousness of the planet. And it's just the earth and the physical catching up to that reality. So it's going to break down. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be people that resist. The powers that be are resisting because they know their time is done. And they're trying to hold on to any last bit that they can. It's not going to happen. So that's all that we're witnessing. There's nothing to be afraid of. It's just, just remember that we've already worked really hard to raise the consciousness of this planet, to raise the consciousness of ourselves. And the world is just catching up to that. Because like I said, everything moves on an energetic level first, then it has to catch up physically. So the chaos is good, trust me. Like, it is needed for any kind of massive change on a grand scale like this. You need chaos. But that the important thing is to not let it suck you in and be afraid of it. Just move along with it. Ride the wave. Stay in your lane. Stay in your zone. Oh my God, there's so many. Oh my gosh, yes. It's okay. Hold on. This is like going way. This was supposed to be something short, but this is what happens, because I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna do a short little reading. That doesn't exist with me because, okay, that's the last one, because the energy, I vibrate at a very high level. being a dragon and a cosmic weaver and a harmonic architect now, I am vibrating a very, very high level. And so what's coming through is just enormous. So since everything is breaking down and the chaos is happening and there's nothing to be afraid of, just, all the chaos that you're seeing is necessary. But they thrive on people's attention. And they thrive on pulling you away from your own life and, becoming so drawn in and immersed in what is going on and how they're resisting. But your attention is valuable to them. It feeds them. So how do you stop feeding the beast? Stop paying attention to them. People get upset with me because I don't watch the news or I don't pay attention. I'm like, it doesn't concern me. I'm part of the crew that's building the new earth, the foundation of the new earth, and raising the consciousness of the planet. And I also work with the grid, so I'm healing the grid and sealing fractures, and I'm just doing a lot of work that I can't be bothered with the chaos of the world right now. That's just a bunch of 3-year-olds throwing a temper tantrum. They're just resisting that their time of power is over. That's not for me to be concerned with. And so if it's in your soul contract to be a part of that chaos, then by all means. But if it's not, there's no reason for you to be giving you so much of your attention to it, because it's just stealing your energy from things that actually matter and things that are important. So if you need permission to step back from it, I give you permission. Trust me. Your energy is so much more precious. Stop wasting it on things that don't concern you. Things you don't even need to worry about. Whatever's going on in the world is just breaking down. The old systems are breaking down. And they're resisting, so it's causing chaos. It's, but we can't evolve if we don't break down the old systems, right? Okay. And in order to evolve, we need... sorry, my camera's all weird. We need new blueprints. So that's this Scorpio full moon. And what's coming in May, Uranus is going into Gemini, and some other planetary stuff going on. I keep up with it, but not enough to talk about it. So I'll mention it, but if you need information on it, there's plenty of places that you can find it. I'd send through what needs to come through. And other than that, I'm not a professional astrologist or anything. So, but we're all, in order to evolve, and it's kind of the same. Okay, let's see if my hands can. No. Okay, there we go. In order to evolve, we have to create new blueprints in order to raise the consciousness of the planet, in order to raise our own consciousness, in order to step into our soul path. We have to be willing to let the old fall away. For me, myself, I can no longer work 9-to-5 jobs. I just can't. The things I'm meant to be doing, I can't tolerate being in a regular 9-to-5 job. And I've known that for years, and I've suffered and tried to push myself through it. And then I finally was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't numb myself down, and I can't push myself to fit into a mold that was never meant for me. So I'm figuring it out, and I'm creating I've created a new blueprint. And so it's so necessary, though. So to build the new and to walk our soul path, you have to be willing to let go of stuff that isn't serving you. Let go Like for me, let go of the idea of a job. I'm now creating my own empire because that's what I was always meant to be doing. That's why I'm here. And I'm going to be teaching a lot of different things about stepping into your soul path and what that looks like and how to do that, and what it means to raise your consciousness and live in that place. And it's not all this woo woo stuff. There's always going to be people who are like, oh, that's so unrealistic. If that's your path, then I understand. Like, maybe your soul isn't meant to raise your consciousness. And maybe you're okay with the 9 to 5 and you're okay with living life in that way. And that's okay. I have nothing against it. Everyone is here for their own soul purpose. But a lot of us who are feeling the intensity and who understand what a new earth is and who understand and can witness how the vibration of the planet is raising and the consciousness is changing, and we notice and are affected by the chaos. It's not just turning on the news and turning it back off again. No, like a lot of us can't watch the news because we're so tuned in to everything that's going on, and it's just too much on our nervous system. And we have to take care of our nervous system, and we have to take care of ourselves. And if you are so highly sensitive and tuned into other people's energies and emotions and chaos and violence, take care of yourself. Step away from it. It's okay to not force yourself to take it in. It's, taking self-care is not just about eating right and healthy weight and exercising. It's also about what you're viewing on a daily basis. Like, what is on your social media? You can shift your news feed to be more things that are aligned with you. You don't have to watch all the stuff that's bringing you down. You don't have to watch the news. You don't have to pay attention to it on wherever. Like, you don't have to participate in that if it's not good for you. We have that choice. Gone are the days where we just have to do what everyone else is doing and just go along like robots numbed out to the world. No. We are creating a brand new paradigm where we get to choose. We get to choose what's healthy for our nervous system. We get to choose how we want to go about this. We get to choose and align with our soul path and with our hearts. And that's what we're building, because a new way of being and choosing to show up better in the world than what it has been. So I'm here for it. And those of you who found this, you're obviously here for it. I'm so excited. Okay. And then internal explorer. Oops. So kind of look at yourself, what do you need to do in your own life to align yourself? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to stop pushing on yourself? The things that don't align. Because it's just as much doing our own inner work as it is working with the world. You can't do for others what you haven't yet learned how to do for yourself. So it's so essential that you do your inner work and you pay attention. Okay. This has gone way longer. I just want to get, not that one, a Work Your Light deck. There's the book by Rebecca Campbell. I love all her cards, all her decks. I have all but one of them, I think. I don't have the stones one. But let's just see what I also do. Activations, like I help your soul, your DNA to wake up, and a lot of times in order to follow your soul path, you have to be, your soul and your DNA has to be activated so you can then start to remember and wake up from the amnesia. But I help souls remember who they are. So if you ever, I do offer readings. I haven't listed that yet, but as I said, I wanted to get through this coaching school And then I've just been working on a lot of different things. But I do offer readings. So if you ever need a reading or you want, I can list. I do soul streams. So if you ever want to help remember who your soul is or why you're here, um, what your, not necessarily what your purpose is, but like, um, yeah, just helping you remember on a soul level. Like, you want to step into your soul path, but you don't even know where to start, and you're not even sure really what the blueprint of your soul is. Like, I'm here for that. I can totally help you with that. So let's just see. But I like to do soul activations too. So occasionally I might come on here. All right. So there was a lot that came out. It's very active. This energy is just, it's like, yay, you're listening. So the Akasha, I'm kind of on the fence. I think there's more than the Akasha. But your guidance is divinely guided. So you can trust. So you know that little voice inside that you hear that sometimes some of you are really great at listening to it and trusting it, and some of you are like, can I trust it? And some of you are like, oh, I just have voices in my head. No, most of the time it's your intuition talking. And we all have, spirit guides that are talking to us. And it's just learning how to differentiate between your own inner, like your own ego voice or your intuition or your spirit guides. If it's negative in any way, it's not divinely guided. Divinely guided is, it's not always like 100% love and light all the time, but it's not super negative either. So you're being divinely guided, so you can trust that. Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? So this is a tough process. It's not easy by any means. And, it's really hard watching things break down, and some of you understand and some of you don't. And it's hard to evolve. It's hard to let go of a way of life that we're used to, and habits, and learning new habits, and unlearning what we are taught, and instead learning how to tune in to our hearts and what's true for us and what feels right for us. And that can look totally different than how you grew up and how you were raised and how you've been living your life thus far. So nurture yourself. Use a lot of self-love. How can you mother yourself? How can you reparent yourself? And, honor what's coming up for you. Don't deny it. Don't push it aside, because it's just going to make it worse. If you're here for a specific soul reason, it will keep showing up until you listen. And then we'll get louder and louder and louder until you listen. I speak from experience. So now I just listen because I know better. This is important. Just like I talked about, in the process of stepping into your soul path, you have to let go. So, unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Not all past lives are good. They're usually just lessons. Like, you have to release soul patterns, contracts, and not everybody who comes into your life that you have a soul contract with is meant to stay. Sometimes it's just to teach you something, or to show you what love is or what love isn't, or to teach you a lesson. Or sometimes people that you've had a past life with, it doesn't mean you're necessarily meant to be together with them. It just means you have unfinished business to wrap up. And once you do, then they'll be on their way, or you'll be on your way, or, So unbound yourself from things that aren't serving you and not meant to be in your life anymore. But boundaries. Have strong boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Boundaries are so important, and I know I wasn't taught what they were as a kid, and I had to learn when I was in college. Boundaries is about self-respect. Like, how are you, and self boundaries, you have to have self boundaries too in order to understand and withhold boundaries from others. So, how are you talking to yourself? How, do you like stay up till 3 a.m. and then you have to get up at 6 a.m.? So, are you neglecting yourself and your need for sleep? Are you like pushing yourself to interact with people who bring you down? That's a self boundary. Like, I don't need to talk to those people. I shouldn't talk to those people. They bring me down or they make me feel bad about myself. How can you show up and love yourself if you're hanging out with people who make you feel bad about yourself? You can't. Or like, do but also, so like, have self boundaries, but then also have boundaries against other people. Like, I like hanging out with you, but if you're going to keep insulting me or putting me down, I don't want to be around you. Like, that's not okay behavior. Or like, I have to work in the morning. I can't stay out late. And if your friends are always pressuring you, then what kind of friends are those? They don't have your best interests at heart. They have their best interests at heart. So you have to put up boundaries. No, I have to work. So I'll come out for like an hour or two and then I'm going home, or I can't come out, or, like, we have to teach people how to treat us. But if we're not treating ourselves well, then how are we going to withhold expecting others to treat us well? Does that make sense? Like, you have to have self-respect and your own boundaries in order to also honor and have boundaries with the outside world. Okay, and then within, this evolution that we're in, and creating new blueprints and letting go of things that aren't serving us. What I've learned, and this has been a hard journey for me, is the power of surrender. Now, surrender doesn't mean giving in. It just means you are not in control of everything. It doesn't mean you're not in control at all, though. It's not like just give it all to God and wait for him to just do it for you. That's not how that works. Like, it's a co-creation. It's you're in relationship with the divine to co-create a life that serves you, a life that follows your heart, a life that follows your soul, a life that is divinely guided, but you also need to take action on it. Like these people that are like, I'll just give it to God and I'm just going to wait around and, oh, nothing happened. I guess it's not meant to be. That's not how it works. Like, you have to take action, and like, it's a relationship. It's a co-creation. Okay, like, but for me, for a long time, I kept trying to control outcomes. And it took me a really long time to learn, wow, that actually makes it worse. Or like, I try to control the outcome of a relationship or something, and it usually makes it worse, and it usually doesn't end up the way I want it to. And, or like, yeah, and it was just so exhausting, like, we can't control everything. So I have been really working on this past year the power of surrender and the power of letting go, really, of the control, and trying to control the outcomes, and trying to, control the direction it goes. You can't always do that. And it's exhausting, and it's so much work, and it kind of takes you away from what you could be doing to benefit your life. And so I have this, let's see, Power of Surrender cards by Judith Orliff. There we go. I'm going to make noises too occasionally, or a lot probably. This is like, the deck is bent, like curved. Yeah, so I also like tangents. It's the ADHD part of me. But I mean, ultimately, I'd love to have a channel where other neurodivergents feel comfortable coming in and, can understand and feel welcomed to just be yourself. Like, I am also in menopause, and so menopause ripped off all the masks I was wearing, which is why I didn't know I was ADHD, because I was masking so well. And you know, there's a backstory on that. Maybe I'll get into it some other time, but yeah, anyways, um so I mask a little bit, but not very much. It's pretty much, so you're gonna get a whole lot of noises and sounds, and I'm just being myself. I'm just gonna show up authentically, and however that looks is how it looks. And I trust now that whoever needs to see this video is gonna see it, and whoever needs these messages, it will find them. And I love that. And I'm just gonna be showing up on this channel in a way that's authentic to me and to the message that I have to share and the wisdom I have to share and the things I am here to help others with. And it's not going to follow an algorithm. It's not going to be daily postings. It's not going to be like tarot looking a certain way. I have some tarot decks, but I use a lot of Oracle because it's more personable. Like, I just use them as tools, and the messages channel through me normally pretty quickly. As you can see in the beginning, like, the messages were really excited to come through, and I just got way more cards, and this is way longer than I meant. But I trust that the messages that came out needed to come out, and what was channeled needed to be channeled. Okay, so yeah, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be, you know? I'm gonna stop trying to control it. I'm gonna surrender. So yeah, back to the, it's so important. Okay, there's like so many cards. I think there's some themes here. I'm gonna stop shuffling because it could go all day. I'm just gonna read these. So surrendering is so important in following these kind of paths, you know, following your heart and following your soul. And we can't control everything, and I surrender to the divine all the time. I surrender to the universe, and I do what I can on my end, and then I surrender the rest. And so these cards I love, they're surrender cards. So this is kind of going on the theme of chaos, which is what Scorpio is. Scorpio brings that chaos out, and it brings all the stuff you're hiding, and it brings all the stuff that you are unwilling to look at. And so these are why the cards that came out that it did, because it is Scorpio. We're in Scorpio. We're in Taurus season, but it's a Scorpio full moon. Okay, the first surrender card was surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your power and soar in your life. So it's all about, let's try to get this. Can you see it? Focus. Okay, there we go. So in order to build a new blueprint, you have to let go of the old. Okay. Next one, surrender your ego. Hello, Scorpio. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. So I have a belief about this. So many people are like, you need to kill your ego. No, you don't. You need to let your ego know that it's not in the driver's seat anymore. Like, my ego is in the back seat. Sometimes it's in the trunk. It's still in the car. But my soul is in the driver's seat. My heart is in the passenger seat. And so the ego goes back and forth between the back seat and the trunk, depending on how it's behaving. But it's always in the car. Because it's a relationship. But you just have to teach it that it's not in the driver's seat anymore. Because when it's in the driver's seat, it holds you back. It says it's protecting you, but really it's protecting itself from change, from having to do the work, from, you know, um, lots of things. And it holds you back. I mean, our egos aren't a bad thing, but a lot of times they're formulated on old, outdated beliefs and old, outdated, um, like, what's the word? Um, Not just beliefs, but like who we used to be. And the ego holds on to those old parts of us and hangs on for dear life and tries to run our life in that way. And it holds us back and it holds us down in the realm of, I'm just protecting you. No, you're protecting yourself from moving on and letting go and not being in control. Because the ego needs to be in control all the time. So when you're surrendering your ego, you're surrendering the need to be in control all the time. And you're trusting your heart and you're trusting your soul to lead the way. And that can be scary if I get it, if you've tried to control everything your whole life. Because a lot of us had experiences where we weren't in control. And so we tried to take control. And I understand that. I've been there. And for a lot of years, but it just harmed me. And it just held me back. And it stopped me from stepping into who I actually am. So surrendering the ego doesn't mean killing it. You still need it. It's just not allowing it to be in the driver's seat anymore. Not allowing it to run your life anymore. And trusting in something else. Trusting in a higher, the divine. Trusting in your heart. Trusting in your soul. Your soul is very wise. It knows. Okay. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. I feel like this is my personal card. My hands don't work very well. Okay, let's see if I can get this. No. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, this is totally my card. But, so it's important to see the truth about people and situations. Sometimes it can be really hard to also let go of people in situations of how they were. But if we hold on to how a relationship was or how someone was, we don't allow them room to grow. We don't allow the relationship room to grow. So if we hold on so tightly to how it used to be or how we want it to be or how we're trying to control the outcome, then we're not accepting people for who they are. We're not leaving room for them to grow. But then we're not getting the lesson. So that's a hard one, but okay. This won't be for everybody, but for those that it is. And I feel like we all have this in some way or another, just looks different. Surrender your addictions. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking, take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. See if I can get that. Oh, here we go. Sorry. I got shaky hands, so it doesn't always autofocus very well. But, I mean, we all have addictions, whether it's trying to control the outcomes or substances, food, emotional eating is an addiction. Caffeine is an addiction. I'm pretty sure most of America is addicted to caffeine. Fun fact, Tic Tacs have caffeine in them. So you can never have just one because of the caffeine. I know that because I stopped being able to have caffeine in my 20 years ago. Yeah, but like even just, are you addicted to being on social media? Are you addicted to your phone? I think we're all addicted to our phone too. But that's been by design. They did that to steal our attention. Yeah, so do what you can to heal your addiction. Addictions are just trying to fill a void. So find a healthier way of filling the void or face the void and be like, Why is there a void here? What am I not facing? What am I trying to numb out and fill it with something else? So it's about facing what's in the void. What emotions are you not feeling? What situations are you not wanting to heal? Is there something from your childhood that you haven't healed or looked at? You can only cover it up for so long. But emotion is energy. Once you face the emotion, it moves. The only thing that keeps you stuck is the story you put around it. And with addictions, if you're trying to numb yourself out so you don't feel it, you're just making it worse and you're adding more pain than what's originally there. So stop the addiction. Stop trying to cover it up with substances or whatever you're distracting yourself with, and face whatever you're running from and just feel it once and for all so it can move on. So you can learn what you need to and you can heal yourself and move on from it, and it can go and be gone, and you don't need to worry about it again. Okay, this is the last one because this is way longer. Surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. So this is not going to be for all of you. This is for a distinct few of you. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. I love this card. Whoops. Okay, wait. Ready? Focus. There we go. Look at her little unicorn thing. That's pretty cool. I love unicorns. I probably want mine in purple though. Not like clear green and white. If I had to choose, you know. Yeah, so for some of you, and this is good practice for all of us, really, like sometimes you're not meant to be in action. Sometimes you're meant to just be still and listen and focus within and or rest. A lot of us need a lot of rest. And just breathe and focus on your own power. Like, so before you can like go out and do what you're supposed to be doing, you have to find your own power within. You have to be still and understand who you are and know who you are and reclaim all your power back and really be able to sit in that power and feel it before you could go out and use it, because you have to be responsible with your power. And like as a dragon, I have a lot of power, but I use the power for good. It's not, I don't misuse it. That's horrible. Like if you're doing that, no, absolutely not. Yeah, so some of you, even though Scorpio Full Moon is usually about action and chaos and transformation, some of you are being asked to sit in stillness and listen to yourself and go within and just breathe into your own power and get to know yourself and get to know your own power before you take action. That's not for everybody. That is for a select few of you. I feel like I want one more card, but this is already super long. Let me just, because Scorpio is a water sign. This is another Rebecca Campbell, because I love her. The Healing Waters. So let me just try to get one card. There's a lot of messages, so that's information for me that I need to come on here a lot more often, so I don't have like hour-long readings. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there's two. We'll stick with this. I love this. The Mist. Trust your inner compass. Be led from within. Yes, totally. That's the theme. Whoops. I can't do it evenly. Can you see it? Focus. It's because I can't sit still. The picture, I think, is more than the words, but trust your inner voice. Trust what's coming through for you. You are being guided. Trust that. Okay, and the last one, Selkie, come out of hiding, embrace who you really are. Okay, so for the ones that aren't being asked to go within and access your power, this is for the rest of us. Come out of hiding. It was almost there. Maybe it's too, I don't know. You can, I don't know, you can't really see it. I apologize. Like, it just doesn't want to focus. Me and technology sometimes just doesn't. So some of us have been inside for too long. We've been hermiting, we've been like going within and listening, and that's great. But eventually you have to come out of hiding and take what you learned and who you are out into the world. And so this is what this is asking. It's time to come out, and Scorpio is, a perfect time. Show the world what you've been working on. Show the world who you are. Like, we need your medicine. So thank you for everybody who found this today. I know it's kind of was a lot longer than I planned, but I trust in the messages that came through, and I trust that you are here for a reason and you had to hear these messages. So thank you so much. Much love to all of you. And I will come on here more often once I start really organizing everything and all the offers I'm going to be sending out. But yeah, I'm so excited you showed up today, and happy full moon tomorrow. If you're, I'm in the United States on the East Coast, so, maybe it already is the full moon for some of you. So, anyways, thanks for coming by. If you liked, if you resonate with this, definitely like it and subscribe. I'd love to have you here more often. So, thank you. Take care.